Our spotlight today is on a super talented artist making an impact on a world full of love and confusion. In addition to his distinctive sound and his powerful storytelling, he has a natural gift for loving you where you're at. Get ready to be inspired by the one and only Nick LAWSON. Nick LAWSON from the Bluegrass State. Welcome to Marquee Backstage.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you grew up here in the Bluegrass State. Bluegrass music was important to you growing up as well.
It sure was. My grandfather and my uncle both were bluegrass players.
So you always had music in the house?
Yep. And then both of my parents are singers. On my dad's side, my grandpa was a guitar player, so I just had music all around. And then my entire family is lined with singers.
So were you encouraged to sing along, to join in?
I wouldn't say I was really encouraged to as a kid. My parents wouldn't have cared at all if I would have sang, but I was never really encouraged. Therefore, I never did because I was really shy about my singing and my voice. So the first time I actually sang in front of anyone, including my parents who were singers, was my senior year in high school at a talent show.
And what did your mom say?
My mom loved it. She was like, "When did you start to sing?" She was like, "Where did this come from?" She had no idea. So everybody seemed to like it. And after that, I came to college, and whenever I came to college, I saw that it was a really good way to pick up girls. And I was like, I'm gonna continue playing guitar.
So when did you decide to start playing out in public on a regular basis?
I think the first time I ever played a live show by myself was my sophomore year in college. So by that point, from senior year to sophomore year in college, I had built up enough songs, like cover songs, that I knew how to play, so I went out to a bar and sang them all.
Did you notice that there was a time where you felt like the nightlife took control?
Whenever I was out there playing these bar gigs, I was really drinking a lot and doing a lot of other drugs and stuff that I should not have been doing, but I was doing that to hide the fact that I didn't want to figure out who I was. Like, I didn't know who I was. I was like, I'm just gonna stay in this nice little bubble, this comfort space that I know, where I can pick up girls and hang out with friends, and people seem to like me on the surface. But I really just drank to kind of hide behind that and not really address my own self, my own problems and issues.
So what changed?
So actually, while I was out there in North Carolina, I was working this internship, and I got a call from my mother saying that my older brother had overdosed. And that was the biggest stab in the heart to myself. So I picked up everything that I had while I was there, and I took off driving back to Louisville, Kentucky. And while I was driving down the highway, I just broke down crying. And I was just so emotional, and I couldn't see because my eyes were so watery from crying, that I pulled over to the side of the highway, and I got out of the car and walked around and sat on the road on the side of the highway and was literally in tears, crying out to God to give me some type of hope, give me some type of path, because I was just so hurt and broken, and I thought my brother was gonna die.
So when you got the news that he'd overdosed, did you feel that that was a warning sign to you as well?
Yeah, I felt, after that, and after really crying out to for the first time in my life to God, I really felt like God was telling me, like, change your life. Like, you've got a different trajectory on your path right now. He was like, I've got you. And that was one of the most satisfying feelings afterwards. Obviously hearing that my brother recovered and that he was okay. But then me figuring out that, like, I don't have to hide behind this personality. I don't have to hide behind this stigma of being a rock star, cool kid, whatever. It was like, I can accept the fact that I'm okay and I'm me.
If you came back from that internship, you decided to make this change. What was next for you?
I saw that I didn't want to be there anymore. I saw that I had to get out of that type of lifestyle. So not having a job other than that internship for the past 2 years and only playing music, I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, I need to start looking for a job, but I wasn't really trying all that hard. And then one day, one of my roommates in college asked me to go get some food with him. I was like, sure, why not? So we went to Donato's Pizza, and whenever I went there, I was just chilling, hanging out on the patio, and this dude brought out our pizza. I was like, hey bro, are you guys hiring? And he was like, yeah man, we're always hiring good people. And I said, I'm good people. And he was like, you're hired on the spot. And it was the owner of the place, Spence Sheldon. And he is one of the biggest reasons why whenever I first started working at Donato's and came into that environment, that I really saw a change in my spiritual life.
Simple world in a complex mind. We spread our wings so we can go real high. It's tragedy how we are losing sight of what we need within this life. But in a simple world, we can all see it right, that we're all more than what is trapped within our minds. Oh, 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 oh. Lonely boy with open hands, his destiny become a man, wants to love, oh, but sees the truth, confined by glass and the palms of his youth. He tries to run through the night. He's racing a shadow from all of these city lights. He stands no longer beneath the ground with deep breaths.
Nick, I am so excited to be standing in Donato's with you. The place that was a real game changer.
Absolutely.
But right now, you're going to teach me how to work in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you in my own environment what to do.
All right, tell us how to make a pizza.
So right now I am making what is called an 18 weight, which is the basis of most pizzas that have pepperonis on them, other than a full pepperoni pizza.
Were you nervous when you started?
No, not really. So I started up front. I didn't really start back here. So everything kind of came natural to me because I was up front talking to customers and taking orders and going around the dining room and just cleaning up the tables and checking on people and getting refills. So it was very natural for me. So I felt good being up front on the register and just greeting the customers as they came in.
So what about connecting with the rest of the team here?
Whenever I first started working here, the environment was just already so awesome. So coming into that, it was very natural just to jump in and like just add to it. So I just added my own personality and I just came in here and felt very comfortable being myself while I was here.
Which is super important.
Yeah. So now that you're done with that, hit that button again. And then you move on to the next topping. So the next topping is green peppers and it is 0.18. So you'll grab those over there. Just to make the pizza look a little bit more appealing and pretty, is you do this and just cover the edge all the way around. So I'll make like circles with these things.
Do you have a Nick favorite?
My favorite, honestly, is just one that's on our menu. It's the hot chicken pizza, but I love it on the cauliflower crust. Cauliflower crust, way to go.
Ooh.
Is the way to go.
I'm over.
Are you over? Oh my Lord.
I was under, I'm over.
It's okay. There you go. It's all right, give them extra.
Hey, this is my
Give them
pizza.
extra. There you go. This is your pizza. I'm right on point.
Yeah, of course you are.
So you hit that button, same again, and the next one is gonna be this fresh onions, and that is 0.23. So you grab that, don't go over this time. And on this one, I do the same thing. Just grab the onions, just each one individually and go around the edge. And that's, like I said, that's the big thing that really makes us different from any other pizza place is the fact that our pizzas go edge to edge. So That's what I focus on whenever I first start making a pizza. It's like, do the important thing first. Just go all the way around the edge, and then after that, it's easy to fill in the rest.
So if the ingredients are not prepped properly, then it's not as pretty.
Not at all, yeah.
So it really is a team environment where
Yeah.
everybody's contribution
Yeah, it sure is.
contributes to the
Shout out
final.
to Justin on these
Hey,
edges.
Justin.
They look beautiful.
They do look beautiful.
Yeah, Justin.
So I think that's something that I've noticed here with your team is that everybody contributes and everybody celebrates in the success of what you do for the community
Yeah, yeah.
because
we
everybody's
want-
role is important.
Yeah, we want everybody to hear, to not feel like they're showing up to a job. I want everybody to feel like they're showing up to a group of friends, a group of family. And that's the environment that we try to create here. It's like a family environment. Whether that's a family actually coming into the dining room and feeling like they're comfortable enough to feel like they're at home and to act like they're at home, or the work environment here. So anytime somebody has something, like yesterday was one of our associates' birthdays, and we all went out and had fun for his birthday.
Oh, that's great.
Just went and got dinner. Just because we love celebrating those that are around us, to keep that work environment inviting and just friendly, and just a really good place for us to love on each other. That's what I love about this place the best, is that it allows us to love on the associates around us and each other. It's like we get to come in and do life with each other. So if somebody's having a hard time, if somebody's going through something, we can see that, we can sense that, and it's a really great environment to notice that and to acknowledge it.
Oh my love, I've fallen. Oh my love, so hard for you. Oh my love, you're like a flame, turning love from orange to blue. Listening to your eyes, bring your stories to life. You paint pictures with your smile. You let love linger for a while. The first time that I saw your face was grace, I stand in awe. And God is at work, this I believe. Did He lead me to you, or you to me? 'Cause oh my love, I've fallen. Oh my love, so hard for you. Oh my love, you're like a flame, turning love from orange to blue. You're so true when life tries, bringing me down with its lies. You make sense when nothing feels right. I choose you every time. So my love, I've fallen. Oh my love, so hard for you. Oh my love, you're like a flame, turning love from orange to blue. And we hope and pray to lead
Nick, you mentioned Spence made a big difference.
Yeah,
Does Spence know how big of a difference he's made in your life?
absolutely. Yeah, no, I think Spence knows that a lot of the change in my life is accredited to him and this place in general. Just the environment that he created whenever I walked into the doors, and him just being there with open arms, being like, dude, we're all broken kids. Like, you don't have to come in thinking that you have everything figured out. He just made that environment so welcoming that whenever I came in as a broken college kid, that he was like, let me show you a different way to do life.
Had you ever been a broken college kid?
Oh yeah, it was an easy sell for Nick because I was broken, just like he was, and it was just us taking a genuine approach to hospitality and welcoming every single solitary soul that stepped onto our patio, and not taking them for granted. And we tried to do that early on, and still try to do that. But Nick was just a patron. He showed up to eat his pizza, and we invited him in, just like we try to do with everyone. And now he's the face in a lot of ways. So it has definitely been a beautiful story.
So what about the first time you heard him play music?
Gosh, Nick is so funny. I tell you, I was a kid. The first time I heard Nick play music was on my little brother's Snapchat. That's the truth. And he was snapping me over and over. He's like, who is this guy? Because he knew my love for music. I did not put two and two together, the long red-haired kid that was on my patio, that my brother was sending me the Snapchats of him playing music the night before, until later on. And it was just a crazy kind of euphoric moment to go, oh my gosh, you're the guy, and now you're employed and you work with me. And so obviously from then on out, Nick was one of those guys you just want to support. It didn't matter how many pizzas or how many days he worked for me. I was going to support whatever endeavor that he chose because he was genuine, he was real, and I had a love for music. I was living vicariously through him. I wanted his voice, I wanted his long red hair, I wanted to be 6'4". And so for me, it was like I was supporting that. I was going after it. I was stuck in the restaurant a lot of times, and he wasn't in a huge role. And so I was able to kind of go out and venture out and watch him and listen to him play music. And you hear the guy sing too. It's just another notch under the belt. It's like, what can't this guy do, right? He treats my people really well. He leads my kitchen really well. Oh, and also he's a rock star.
But you guys have decided to use your hearts for good outside of this restaurant at a completely different venue that is also a partnership.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we started something, which is what he's wearing, called Almost Home. And we started it as two young guys who were trying to look to do more outside of just this restaurant, outside of pizza, outside of ourselves, because we saw so much of helping people and giving food away here at the restaurant. But we always asked each other, it was like, what can we do that's more? Like, what's something more that we can do that really changes and helps our community? And we both just looked at each other and was like, we're two young, kind of stylish dudes. And we were like, let's do something with clothing. So we started a clothing brand, and from that, we get to use the proceeds and the money to change the community around us. And that goes from homeless people coming us asking for a haircut or asking for clothes, to being able to provide sleeping bags. Everything, anything and everything that, or anyone in life that really just needs help and needs a change or needs that push in life, this avenue, Almost Home, created a place for us to tell them, like, no matter what you're doing, like, we will be there for you. We will come walk with you. We'll do this life with you. And like, you are still somewhere in this transitional period of life, trying to figure out where you're going, where you're coming from. But it's like, we're here with you now. So like, you are almost home. And that's where it came from.
Well, and it's your testimony too. You've both been in a place that was a little scary, a little dark, maybe felt a little hopeless.
Yeah.
And you found that you were almost home with this one. And now you two do that every single day. And the lives you touch, and the way that you connected through music, and the way that you are bringing others hope through music, through your partnership, is incredibly beautiful.
You're never too far from me. You've never judged me for the things I've done. You never lost sight of me. You never denied me for the man I've become. 'Cause I fall short when I lean on my own understanding, and I am yours even when I feel I am not worthy. 'Cause you never leave. I'm always caught in your presence in glory. You fight for me. And when I'm down on my knees, you never leave. Never leave. You never misled me. I only misread the path you've laid. You never forsake me. I'll never forget the day you saved my soul. 'Cause I fall short when I lean on my own understanding, and I am yours even when I feel I am not worthy. You never leave. I'm always caught